Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463. Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Batiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789.
Welcome to A La Carte, your premier cooking show. I'm your host, Chef Jones with Good Meal Deals. You can find me on any social media. I almost had a brain fart. Instagram, goodmeal_deals, or Facebook, Good Meal Deals. Just look for that friendly pot. And what about you, Miss Laurinette?
Hello, everybody. It is Chef Laurinette Lewis with Helping Hands Food Delivery and Catering, bringing you big, bold flavors and fresh ingredients in Houston and surrounding areas. Welcome back to another episode of A La Carte. As always, happy to see you guys. Hello to all of our Facebook Live viewers. Thanks for joining us. We typically bring you guys food-based news, industry topics, good recipes, food, education, tips, techniques. And so today is no different. We're going to have some good information for you guys, some interesting information, I think.
Very interesting.
A little less... a little more lighthearted versus what we talked about last week.
It's not bad.
Not bad at all.
This is good. This is futuristic news.
Yeah, I think it's kind of plays on some things that we've talked about before. Mm-hmm. So in our food-based news, we're going to basically be talking about robots in food service. We found an article that is discussing robots in the kitchen. We actually have robots preparing food in restaurants and preparing, cooking, and then serving to patrons in restaurants. So there are 4 restaurants in the Bay Area that actually have robots making and serving your food, whether you know it or not.
Wow.
And I find this to be exciting, slightly disturbing, a little bit of all the above. I mean, we've talked about...
making but not serving.
Yeah, we've talked about automation. So here's the serving, which I've seen some restaurants like this where they have like the circular ongoing conveyor belt type of serving. This is more of a robot where it actually comes out to your particular table based on your order, and it's pre-numbered in the restaurant. So this is a little different. It's very specific. It's for you. They're actually serving your food, not just a buffet style pickup.
And you know what? I was actually watching TV. I don't watch TV like that, but I was watching TV, and it's a restaurant with kids with this train where it actually bring the food to the table, and it drops down it's like a kid. It's for kids to experience. So the little choo-choo train ride around the top with their food from the kitchen, and then once it get to the table, it kind of come down. And the food it rides on the middle of the table, and they can...
It sounds like too much. Where was it at? Do you know?
I don't even remember. It was just something I was sitting watching one day, and I was like, that's cool. And this kind of falls right into that category.
Well, I haven't seen anything like this in Houston before.
Oh, no.
And we talked about it.
I know that.
We have talked about how automation is being integrated into the food service industry with delivery and Amazon and
this
the
falls
boxes.
Right in that category
and this falls into that category of it being taken a step further.
Yes.
So, I mean... To me, I was like, this is really cool with all the wrong orders and waiters and unhappy employees and all the attitudes in the drive-thru. I may prefer a robot at this point.
Yeah, but
then
we got to also think about it's like job cuts. A lot of people,
they're gonna cut their job anyway with the bad attitude.
That's right.
I was very surprised. I was like, you know what? Right after I saw this article, I stopped at Chick-fil-A.
Oh man.
I ordered my order, same great service. Okay. I got home, I opened the bag, biggest disappointment, like womp womp. My order was wrong, and I was like, what is the world coming to?
Wow.
Chick-fil-A got my order wrong.
Come on.
I ate it with a smile on my face because it was Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A usually on their game. Come on.
You know, I had no complaints. I wasn't even
Which
mad.
Chick-fil-A you go to?
610 and Durham.
Oh, I ain't want to put them out there. I just want to know.
Or I-10 and Taylor. Both of them are pretty close to my house.
Oh man!
But it was one of those. I sat there and I opened it and I was like, this is not what I ordered. But
a mental note.
No bad thoughts, no curse words. I just smiled and ate it. I was like, well, this must be what the Lord wanted me to eat today.
That's just what you do when you real hungry. You ain't even got it in you to complain. You just like.
Well, I mean, this is like 1 out of 100 times that something's been wrong compared to some other restaurants.
Yeah.
But I had just read the article about the robots and I was like, what is the world coming to? Seriously, like somebody at Chick-fil-A got my order wrong. I was really confused. But with other restaurants and the attitudes and the questions and the food not being prepared fast enough, I mean, the robots may be beneficial to restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, is this going to be in? Time. I did not see anything in fast food but only in restaurants where it's actually being prepared. So in the first image, they showed a robot making a pizza, rolling out the dough, batting it out, putting the ingredients on the pizza per your order, and then sending it through the oven. Like, that's a pizza. It's not like a sandwich.
So it's almost like transforming a restaurant, and it's not fast food in the sense of like McDonald's or anything, but just you getting your food fast.
I mean, but those are fresh ingredients. That is real food that the robot is touching. So then I have a question about sanitation, contamination.
Yeah, how does this machine know? Is it programmed?
Yeah,
actually,
chicken versus
this
turkey,
is crazy
because that was fresh meat on the pizza.
And just like aside from that, like even with that kind of machine, they got that same thing going on in the medical industry with the surgical machines. So
I've seen that, and I think I feel a little more comfortable with it in the medical field because it's about precision and someone still controlling the device. Here, I don't see.
I'd rather do the robot with my food versus actually working on me.
Really?
Yes.
I feel like a robot the robot arms or extensions would be more steady than a human hand. You have a human eye controlling it. It would be no different to me. It's no different.
I'm just worried about the malfunction. So.
Well, I guess. So
too paranoid for that.
I have a slight background in that, but I feel like it would just be you have a human hand controlling medical devices, i.e. a scalpel, the electronic devices, the cutters and all that. So I feel like
it'll be better.
It's no different to me.
Oh, okay.
To me, it's the same thing. Yeah. But I don't know how I feel about the robot preparing my food.
I'm okay with it.
Where's the love?
Prepare my food. It is love. They program that thing with love. Make it with love.
Girl, no.
They're going to make it.
How do they know when they need an extra little scoop of butter or salt? Now it's going to be prepared to the recipe exactly. And it's not going to be our Lornette cups of sugar and Lornette cups of butter. I'm just saying.
That's right. They're going to be straight to the book. Yeah. Just to get that cost control on point, everything.
Yes. Okay. So I can see the benefits for the businesses.
Oh, yeah.
But is it going to change how I feel about my food? That's my question.
Okay. Y'all hear that now?
When I ask for extra butter, the chef just grabs a scoop, throws it in there. I'm sure the chef is not measuring.
Yeah, the robot going to measure that butter. He going to be like, you getting just a tablespoon of butter.
So these are
one
the questions.
Perfect scoop.
We have questions, people. We have questions. But the details basically were just showing how the robots are being integrated and that they are live in some restaurants. So be prepared for possibly seeing them in a restaurant near you someday.
Yeah, so, we want to know what y'all think about the robots. I like the robots. Lornette like the medical robots. It's just, hey, I don't mind a robot making my food. It'll take off some of the work for me. I need somebody to cook for me, so I need a robot. So.
I think I would prefer a robot in the grocery store versus in the restaurant.
That'll work better.
I think that would work better.
For the cashiers?
Well, they have self-checkout, but like at the butcher, just where you can type in what you need and they just slice and go and cut.
Sense.
Like certain things that can be automated.
The meat thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say like the wine, but
sure. Automate my wine. Just
they got a sushi station. They got the cheese. They got the delicatessens. They got there's a bunch of stations.
Yeah, bread, butcher.
That'll make sense.
Certain things I feel like it could definitely be beneficial. I don't know if I want the robot putting my pepperoni on my pizza. I just don't know how I feel about that.
That's hilarious.
I mean, they automate cooking times. They automate, try to automate portion control. But I just feel like it's taking a bit of the personal touch out of the food, and a big part of what we do with food and preparing it is the personal touch.
That's right.
It's the extra
personal touch, that creativity to kind of be like bland. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so extra little no love and care that goes.
Extra butter, extra bacon.
Exactly, that's important.
Okay.
So we will see where the robots go, where we lead to, if there's going to be some tie-in, because what it sounds like is eventually you will have your food delivered by a drone. You will order all fast food through a machine, which you currently do at restaurants like McDonald's even. And then your food at a sit-down restaurant, a eat-in restaurant, will be prepared by a robot. So basically all human interaction is...
So it's no personal touch to nothing.
Being limited.
Only interaction you have with humans is actually sitting at your table, or if you're in your home cooking.
Yeah, because I'll say you even pay by machine now. They don't even... The hostess doesn't even come back to collect her check.
Man,
so
that's crazy. But with that being said, with these robots that we talked about, you're going to have some money for these robots because they are going to be expensive. Yes. This is a futuristic thing. And
food
it just
costs
brings
will
me
increase.
Really, for sure. But this brings me to this portion of the show that is sponsored by the Houston Housewives of Finance. Did you know that only 4 states in the United States offer financial education? 33% or more than 77 million of Americans don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month, and 39% of adults say they don't have enough savings. Don't become one of these statistics. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463 or email them at info@houstonhousewivesoffinance.com. You can even also ask them how you can participate in a complimentary financial literacy workshop near you. Houston Housewives of Finance are the new faces of the new age of financial services. So if you're trying to get them robots, y'all need to hit them up for real, because this is a serious investment. Okay,
I'm sure food costs will be increasing if restaurants are implementing these type of automatic or automation robotic systems in place. So for sure,
they gonna have to get your financials straight, because this is gonna be a real big investment. So you gotta think about maintenance. You gotta think about
exactly. And you still need some human interaction for, like you said, maintenance and cleaning and such. What do you guys think?
Programming
our viewers that are watching with us, who's Don Johnson, Tiara, and Howard, what do you guys think about the robot in the restaurant? Would you be comfortable with the robot preparing your food and bringing it to your table? Some of it's kind of cool. It's kind of a wow factor, but I'm just thinking
more for the experience.
Or the experience, exactly. Yeah.
I'm all about experience with restaurants. I look for that. If the experience is not good, I'm just like, I gotta get out of here.
We've all had a few bad experiences.
I'm just telling you about one. I ain't going to expose them today. I ain't going to expose them today.
We're not going to go there. Okay. We don't have enough time in the day to explain that experience.
No, we don't.
But what we are going to do is introduce a new segment to you guys, Industry Finds. So cool things that we find that are related to the food and service industry. And this one is kind of related to our recipe. So we'll give you a sneak peek into our recipe today. We're making Fettuccine Alfredo. And what we found is a grocery store / restaurant / wholesaler /
it's a lot of history behind Fettuccine Alfredo, and a lot of people don't understand, like, that's an actual person.
So we are talking about this really cool find that we found. It's called Italy, and I visited the one in New York, Gridiron, and it was awesome. When I walked into this store, first of all, it's in an amazing building. Second of all, it's like 3-4 stories tall.
Wow.
Third of all, when you walk in, you can just smell the freshness, and it's so pleasing to the eye. I have to upload pictures for you guys. So I walked in like a kid in a candy store, literally like a kid in the M&M's candy store in Vegas. And I was like, oh my gosh, look at this and look at that. And so we're talking about pasta today, and that's one of their specialties at Italy. It's actually on the homepage. It's a taste of Italy. It's the purpose of the restaurant. So they have all of this fresh pasta. They are there rolling it out. They were making ravioli, fettuccine, all of these different types of pasta they make fresh in the store, and you can see them. When we talk about that touch, this is the complete opposite of the robotic feel. There's actually someone in the store hand rolling, kneading pasta from scratch, and then bagging it and putting it on the shelf or handing it to you directly. So, like, I wanted a particular type of pasta for dinner that night.
Do they do the wine thing?
They do wine. So there's different sections in the store.
Oh, wow.
First of all, I don't know how you call this a store. They had all the different pastas, like you can see here on the screen. They're made fresh in the store. And they had classes that were going on that were teaching you how to make pasta. They had a wine bar, like actually where you can sit down, have a drink, watch the game, or buy wine from the wine station. There were each produce or each section was about nearly 1,000 square feet, it looked like. So there was all fresh fruits, all fresh vegetables, all fresh meals already prepared, and then they have an actual restaurant. Really cool. It was just really cool, and it really tied in. Exactly, it was an experience.
It's like you're going on a field trip, like Willy Wonka, you know, but it's all about pasta.
Fresh pressed juices, cold pressed juices, beverages. It was just really cool.
The experience.
I didn't get to taste any food. We were on our way to dinner, so I didn't want to spoil my appetite. But
I don't blame you.
You could smell it and see it, and it was.
It's nice.
It was awesome. So that's what we're talking about when we talk about the experience. You know, no robotics included.
Man, I can understand that, but I still would want that robot. But with that being said, we do have to let you guys go. We want to give you just a little bit of tea of what we're going to be talking about today with the Fettuccine Alfredo.
Yes.
And you heard it best from Chef Laurinette. She told you a little bit of her experience
at Italy.
Of Italy.
I went to Italy.
She went to Italy, you guys. But please be sure to subscribe to all of our major platforms: iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spreaker, iHeartRadio. Everywhere you can find us. You can even go on social media and follow us on Instagram at The Sphere TV, hashtag A La Carte, or you can find us on Facebook, The Sphere TV. And we always encourage you all to review us on iTunes because we want that constructive criticism so we can keep, you know,
give us some
giving
feedback.
You that good content.
Yes, give us some feedback. What meals do you guys want to see?
And then I always encourage you all to share. It's free to click the share button. It don't hurt to click that share button. Click that share button. Sharing is caring. I always say that every time. It is. And of course, lastly, you can always donate to our mission to bring enriched and inspiring content each and every week. And you can donate at www.thesphere.tv/donate. So we're about to check up out of here and continue sipping on this green tea.
Yes. It was great.
In Italy.
In Italy. We're in Italy.
But we'll see you guys later.
So
back to this tea.
Back to the tea. It was a really cool experience.
I could tell.
It was.
That would have been something I was excited about because when I stayed in New York for a little bit, I was just going around.
Awesome to have something like that in Houston. I would say the closest is maybe
Houston should. I mean, so many food choices, so much culture here.
I would say the HEB Marketplace or Sprouts.
That kind of place. What
Whole
about the
Foods,
Epicurean Market?
Very close, but it just to a whole nother level. Just nothing. I have not experienced anything like it before. Wow. It's like a combination of all of those things, but 10 times greater.
That's the bomb.
And so when I looked it up, they have 2 in New York, Chicago, I want to say, LA.
That just makes me want to go home.
I'm coming home.
That makes me want to go home. Just go try it because I used to go out everywhere.
And Boston also. Yeah, Boston. Wow. So you can actually deliver. So I was going to test it out and see just how great their delivery system is. I didn't know if it was local delivery or, stateside. So I did want to try that out. But we did go through and take a very thorough tour of it. It was really nice. So
nice.
Things that excite you when you're on vacation. Food
is always a good.
Going to the grocery store.
If everything else fails, food will get you back.
Going to the grocery store was like my equivalent of somebody going out to a club at night. I was in the grocery store like, oh my gosh. That's just like
going in the appliances section in the store. It's the same excitement. I feel
funny.
I feel you.
So, as we mentioned, our recipe of the day today is Fettuccine Alfredo. So what we did was, again, something new for you guys. We're going to be making creamy Fettuccine Alfredo. And what we have is some history facts about
Yes,
Alfredo. So we always try to give you guys some interesting information, some education, tips, techniques, and things like that. But let's talk about the actual product.
The product, the history, so you understand why it's called Fettuccine Alfredo and who Alfredo is. Because Alfredo is actually a person. So, yeah, this ain't just come around. This is way back in the day. So, of course, Fettuccine Alfredo was created during the 1920s by the restaurant owner Alfredo De Lilio at his restaurant in Rome. And basically, just the history behind the Fettuccine Alfredo, this was just a pasta that he created in his restaurant for his pregnant wife. Like,
see, pregnancy cravings. Women rule the world.
Creativity.
All things great come from women.
But this was like a inspiration, a dish that came about from, something that his wife, she wanted pasta. He created it, and it just,
So basically, the restaurant is, if you're watching with us, you have a picture of the restaurant. Super cute, actually. It was named Alfredo, opened in 1914 in Rome after leaving the restaurant of his mother, Angelina. So, of course, it became very popular.
Yeah, and also with that restaurant, he worked with a couple of his brothers and other family members, and they just really wanted to, I guess, branch out because his mom's restaurant wasn't primarily all
Italian.
It wasn't all pasta,
Got it.
more like a bakery.
Got it.
A mixture of things, but he wanted to branch out and do more of the fettuccine making pastas, and just from that inspiration from his wife,
because she was great.
Yes. Oh yes. So that is a little history. So Alfredo does exist, and it's a whole family line. Like when I was looking at the history, like Alfredo Senior, you got Alfredo the Second, Alfredo the Third. Like it goes on and on. So this is like a passed down generation for Fettuccine Alfredo. That's a nice one. You got a pasta named after you. Fettuccine Alfredo.
That's pretty cool. So fettuccine refers to a type of pasta that is shaped long and in flat ribbons. So the word fettuccine means small ribbons in Italian, and it's either a flat and a thick pasta that can be fresh or dried. So fresh pasta is obviously soft, and then dried would be like what we get out of a box or in the bag. Or
and it's very versatile too. You can do it with spinach. I like spinach fettuccine, and you can do that, of course, yourself, just pureeing it, incorporating instead of that'll just be a whole nother class, incorporating that as your wet instead of the other things. That's how you do it.
And so then it's made actually from egg and flour. So it's very easy to make at home. We've showed you guys how to make pasta before. Maybe we can do it like Chef Robin said, a fettuccine class.
Yeah.
You can use a pasta machine, which will make it even easier to make. Yep. It's often described as being the first type of pasta made with long noodles rolled out and hand cut. So it's one of my favorites.
It's your preference, though. And with fettuccine, it's so cool because you could just do long fettuccine, short fettuccine. I guess the width of fettuccine is like 3/4.
3/4. Yeah.
3/4.
3/8. I thought.
3/4, 3/8, somewhere in there inches. So it's not big.
It's not too thick.
You can't cut the pieces real.
Then it turns into a different type of pasta. But basically, we want to make sure you're eating good food.
Cuts. And the best help to actually cutting it, if you're gonna do a hand cut, is to actually use a ribbon.
Yes.
Use a ribbon and cut it.
Because you can size it that way. So.
Oh yeah.
Make sure you're using fresh ingredients and good food. Also, that leads to your dental health overall. So
that's right.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness.
Oh, yeah.
At Elite Dental Wellness, our vision is to create a welcoming practice that will offer exceptional dental care and a lifetime of dental wellness. We are committed to the finest possible oral care and the overall health and well-being of our patients. Elite Dental Wellness is built upon a foundation of integrity, expertise, and service. Through our commitment to modern dentistry, continuing education, and friendly atmosphere, we strive to make our patients feel that they are part of our family. Dentistry can be scary, daunting, and uncomfortable. Dr. Baptiste and her team work tirelessly to ensure your comfort. Make your appointment today with Dr. Ashandra Baptiste at Elite Dental Wellness by calling 713-789-8680.
Oh, yeah. So make sure you also say that 10%.
Save that 10%.
Wait, I'm having so many brain farts today. I almost forgot to say my famous line.
Save that 10%.
Save that 10%.
So that by mentioning the sphere, and that way you can get your fresh ingredients to make your fettuccine pasta.
Man.
That's all you need.
Almost
Because it's
slipped up
only eggs
today.
and flour, so it's really simple to make.
Almost slipped
Really,
up
really
today,
simple.
girl.
You good. We have our days. We have our days.
It's okay. It came to me like, say the sphere, 10%. It's okay.
We good. We good. So definitely,
Moving along.
the fettuccine that we just discussed is gonna be the star of our dish this
Yes.
week. So we're making fettuccine Alfredo this week, and we're gonna go over a couple details with you guys. So
Yay.
we're gonna go over our ingredient list, our good, better, and best, as always.
Uh-huh.
And it's really simple to make
Very
at
simple.
Fettuccine Alfredo.
Very inexpensive.
Inexpensive as well. Yes. So on the good, the traditional way to make the sauce, you need the meal, not just the sauce. You need fettuccine pasta, heavy cream, mozzarella cheese, Parmesan cheese, garlic, olive butter, olive oil, butter, and then salt and pepper.
Yeah.
Goodness, we're all having brain farts
This
today.
is the traditional. This is the traditional. This just make me also think about what the sauce for fettuccine, like it's commonly known, like the original way: heavy butter, heavy cream,
Yes.
heavy Parmesan.
Heavy, heavy, and heavy.
Everything is heavy.
Yes. So you know the difference in a real sauce. This is where my concern with these robots in food service come in.
Yes.
So a real sauce, if you guys have ever ordered fettuccine pasta, fettuccine Alfredo, you can tell if it's a real sauce versus a can or jar sauce by if it breaks after you started eating. So a lot of times you'll order it in a restaurant, and then if you take it to go or if you sit for a few minutes after you started eating, you'll see the oil start to separate from the sauce.
It's
Basically,
real
the sauce is
runny.
breaking apart because it's such a heavy, heavy sauce. So if you don't see that, they didn't make their sauce fresh. Don't trust them.
Oh Lord.
So that's one way to tell. So we have our traditional good, and now we're going to talk about our better options, which is the fancy way.
Yes.
We can always introduce fresh herbs. We talk about this all the time. You can use different types of meat, Italian sausage, chicken, and or shrimp, and artichoke hearts, which we've used before.
So good.
So just more clarification, we're making fettuccine Alfredo, which is the noodles and the sauce. Okay, so when we talk about the meat that you add, then it would become chicken fettuccine Alfredo, shrimp fettuccine Alfredo. So we've talked about this before, but just the distinction between the three different types.
That with spaghetti, we explained to y'all
pasta versus sauce, and how we've used them interchangeably for a meal, but it's actually just Alfredo is just the sauce, fettuccine is just the noodle, and the meal would be chicken fettuccine Alfredo, so on and so on and so on.
That's how you do it.
Yes,
and then of course we have the best way, which is the healthy way.
I'll let her take that.
To do this pasta. I don't mind. And the best way, of course, will be whole wheat pasta. You can do sun-dried tomatoes, spinach, and artichoke hearts. Again, artichoke hearts are
they're delicious.
Good.
So me personally, me being the food person that I am, I like the healthy way. I like whole wheat pasta. I like sun-dried tomatoes. I like artichoke hearts.
Yes.
But I like it with heavy cream and with shrimp, sausage, chicken. And with extra
all the
butter.
Contradictions. You can
it's just a blend.
Half and half.
No,
half cream, half. Just half.
No, you sound like a robot. Exactly. No, I love those ingredients.
Lord.
And if I'm feeling like being on the light side, I'll
That's
do
how I'm
just
saying. If
those.
you're feeling like you want to come over to the lights, the green side.
Not often.
The green side.
I say include all of the ingredients.
Okay.
I say have the best of the best.
I mean, it don't hurt to throw the protein in there too for the best way, the healthy way. You need your lean protein.
But I want the grease for my sausage that cooked down to stay in the pot, and I want my chicken to have
too much for me.
extra oomph. And
the grease is too much for me.
No, I just think you need to have all of those things. Why separate them? That is a part of the meat. The meat that is
personal preference.
Okay, fine. we agree to disagree.
Yes, we can, because I love pasta too.
I absolutely do. Give me whole wheat pasta.
Whole wheat pasta,
in
chickpea
extra
pasta,
butter.
lentil pasta, got it all.
In extra butter. I'll even take the spinach pasta.
I'll take the butter with my pasta. I don't discriminate with the butter on my pasta.
Well, I want the grease too.
I'll take the butter, not the grease.
I want it all.
Okay.
I want it all. I want the best of the
Having
best.
a pasta debate, y'all.
Well, speaking of the best of the best, this portion of the show is sponsored by The Sphere. Yes. Are you starting your business and looking for a place to advertise? Do you need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at The Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv so that you can be affiliated with the best of the best.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You want to get on that. I almost wanted to sing a song about it.
Oh, my gosh. Sing a song about this oil and the grease and the butter and the heavy cream. Yes.
Want me to make the beat?
Let's put that in a song.
We need to. We need to have a theme song.
Oh, Lord. Here we go. All right, guys. So get your list of ingredients, print out your PDFs, take a look on thesphere.tv, get everything that you need. We are headed into the kitchen to cook some fettuccine Alfredo.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a little surprise for you when we get in the kitchen.
We do. So you better stay close.
Tuned.
Stay close. Stay tuned. On standby.
All right. Let's head to the kitchen.
Welcome back to the kitchen portion of A La Carte. I'm your host, Chef Jones.
And I'm your host, Chef Laurinette. And we are in the kitchen ready to make some fettuccine Alfredo. And we have a little surprise for you guys. We're going to actually make chicken fettuccine Alfredo this time.
Yay! I know we usually do it a bunch of different ways,
yes,
but we're showing you the chicken way this time. So
yes, so the recipe we went over, we have discussed pasta and the names of pastas. So we're making fettuccine Alfredo. That's our recipe, which is fettuccine noodles with the Alfredo sauce. And we're going to add a little chicken in as a surprise for you guys. So chicken fettuccine Alfredo is what we're going to actually cook today. And it's on our recommendations for the fancy way. You can add meat to the fettuccine Alfredo, which we chose chicken. Mm-hmm. So to go over our ingredients, what we have today: extra virgin olive oil, kosher salt, pepper, a little garlic, fresh mozzarella, fettuccine, whole wheat fettuccine pasta. We actually cooked the pasta for you guys already. We have a little bit of butter, some grated Parmesan cheese. Grated is necessary. We did chicken breast, and then we cut those up, Italian parsley, and then heavy cream. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to get started. Since we added the chicken, we need to cook the chicken first and get that ready for the fettuccine pasta. So we're going to add a little bit of olive oil to our hot pan here. Now we have our chicken. So this is 2 chicken breasts, and we just diced them into small pieces. So just to show you, the pieces are about an inch, 1 by 1 inch. So not too big. And we're going to put those in.
Turn this foil on.
You can hear it start to sizzle.
Here we go.
It's going to take a few minutes to cook that chicken. So while it's in there, we're going to go ahead and salt and pepper the chicken.
Salt and pepper.
And garlic, sorry.
Don't forget the garlic, you guys. It makes a difference. Pepper.
Okay.
Yummy, yummy.
So and then we put in half of the butter for the recipe with the chicken.
And that's going to add an additional flavor. You know, we got to put that butter. Can't leave that butter out.
Butter is important. Butter saves lives. There we go.
Yes, it does. It smells so good.
So the chicken's going to take a little while to cook. Like I said, a few minutes. While that's cooking, we can talk about the pasta. So we just had a box of regular fettuccine pasta. You can do whole wheat or regular enriched flour pasta. It's a 12-ounce box, and we cooked the entire box. So from previous episodes, we've discussed how to cook noodles or pasta. We salted our water, put a little bit of oil in the water, and then we cooked the entire box of 12-ounce pasta in the water. It takes about, for fettuccine, because it's a little bit thicker, it takes about 11 to 12 minutes to cook that to al dente status. And then you can see here the noodles. They're limp, they move. but they're not mushy. I can press on it and squeeze on it, and it still doesn't break apart, okay? So it has a little elasticity to it as well. So that's what we mean by cooking al dente.
Chicken is almost there.
Okay.
Looking and smelling good.
We'll go ahead and measure out our cheeses that we're going to use in a second. So this is grated Parmesan cheese. Give me the measuring cup.
Half cup.
Thank you.
All right, put the other one up there for you. Chicken needs about another minute, and it'll be finished. Actually, I'm about to grab a plate really quick.
Ball right there.
For a bowl. For...
And so we're going to make this a one-pot pasta, so it's almost like one of our quick six options that we've done before. So while the chicken is cooking, when we take it out, we're going to leave in the remnants and some of the drainings or drippings from the chicken that were created for the flavoring of the pasta.
Ooh.
It's going to be good, y'all.
It's going to be delicious. That's the best part of cooking, when you can make those one-pot meals and you're able to actually use the remaining flavor inside the pan. That's the best way to actually make a sauce, too. Mm-hmm. They usually call that the remains the fond of the pan, so... And usually, if we were making that kind of thing, we would deglaze our pan, which means to put the liquid in there, picks up all of the ingredients from the bottom. Okay. But this is complete now, so...
Just going to take the chicken out and put it into the bowl and set it aside until our sauce comes to a boil. And then we're going to add the chicken back into the pan with the pasta. Because we... at A La Carte, we like our pasta mixed in together with the sauce. We do not put it on top of the sauce. But on the recipe, we do go over the options, so you can do one or the other.
This is the chicken, you guys.
I could eat the chicken by itself. That looks delicious.
Looks delicious, and butter, like the
butter. I seasoned the heck out of that, y'all.
She did that.
So for our sauce, we're going to do 2 cups of heavy cream.
Awesome.
And fill it up right to the top, guys, because it's really thick, so some of it's going to stick to the measuring cup.
Going to go right away. It already smells good, and it's just cream and the remaining flavor in the pan.
So we did 2 cups of that, and then we're doing 1 cup of Parmesan cheese.
You guys have to get the grated Parmesan. Now, if you get the shredded, it's going to be, it'll take a bit longer.
Yeah.
You'll have to whisk it more, because then it'll be almost like you're making a fondue. You have to wait for the cheese to melt, and it's a long process.
Right.
Long process, so you want to just whisk this in and incorporate all of that.
I'm going to add in the rest of the butter, which is 2 tablespoons. Get all the butter, y'all. Don't let any of it.
Smells delicious. I think these are the best sauce here. Of course, to make your own Alfredo instead of going to the store is very simple. Very, very simple, and I think it tastes much better than the actual... Hold on. I think it tastes better than the actual jarred sauces, because you get to add in your own flavor. So if you want a bacon-based sauce, Alfredo sauce, you can do that. You cook the bacon and you use that flavor from the pan, and you put that right in your pot.
And we're adding more salt, pepper, and garlic to our sauce. Actually, you can use white pepper if you choose to, so that it doesn't look like you have black spots in your Alfredo. We're okay with either or here, so we just went with black. Because the garlic is going to have seasoning in it as well, so it's going to mix, and it's on the chicken already. So if you were going with just fettuccine Alfredo with no chicken, no additional poultry, seafood, then white pepper would probably be the more aesthetically pleasing, because you won't have the black spots in the sauce.
Yeah.
All right, so that's melting up really nicely.
Yep. And
we're ready for our mozzarella cheese.
Yes, we are.
So this is 1 cup of mozzarella cheese.
And you're going to pour that in there.
One generous cup.
One generous cup. I know they're like, that's a lot of cheese. That's a generous cup. So that's like spilling over the rim of
like
the 1 cup.
A Lornette cup. Who doesn't like cheese?
So it's very cheesy. You guys see the cheese is melting. So this is how it would look. Mm-hmm. So you want to just make sure you're whipping that with your whisk. Of course, being careful, because it is going to splash a bit. Whoops. See that? Splash.
I saw it. And it's going to get thicker and thicker the longer it cooks.
Thicker and thicker, you guys. Delicious. And this is like almost, look like we're making a fondue.
Yeah, pretty much.
Man.
So this is the difference when you use grated cheese versus shredded cheese. So with shredded cheese, this would be one big clump, a glump, if you will, of cheese in the middle of the pot, and you're just waiting for it to melt. But with the grated cheese, it's already really fine, so it melts into the sauce a lot faster and a lot smoother, which is why we recommend grated cheese versus shredded. So this was
a great example. We just showed you guys 2 different ways. Shredded cheese does this. The Parmesan is already well incorporated because it was grated. So, and this also helps to thicken the sauce. This cheese being put in here like this, so. Generally, when you are making a sauce, the way to actually test to see the thickness, you would dip a spoon in and swipe down. And if your sauce does not run completely off the spoon and your swipe stays clean, then your sauce is ready to go.
Yep.
So you learn that in French cuisine technique.
So we should be about ready. We're going to add in half of our parsley. The other half we're going to save for a garnish. So it's melting up really nicely. So I'll just kind of divide the bowl right down the middle.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
So fresh.
I know.
And this is Italian parsley. Sorry. Let's be specific because it does make a difference in the way that it tastes.
Okay. So you guys see now it's not as stringy because the cheese is melting.
And so now we're going to add in our pasta and chicken. So we cooked the pasta and then we just added like 1/2 teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil and tossed the noodles in that before. We're going to add the chicken in first and then the noodles so that we can mix it all together and they'll build on each other.
I'm going to change from a whisk now to a spoon because if I whisk, the chicken is going to get stuck inside.
So we've reincorporated the chicken into the pasta sauce and just stir it up.
That looks so good.
Yum, yum, yum.
Now, as far as the heat go, for you guys to not scorch your sauce, you don't want to keep it up high. You want to bring it to a boil and then bring it down to a simmer. That way, everything is able to cook without burning because you don't want burnt.
No burnt pasta,
You don't want burnt pasta. You don't want burnt sauce because when it get burnt, it's bad.
So now you can see we brought it to a boil, and now inside the pot it has little boil bubbles, little small bubbles around, so it's at a simmer.
Yep.
And while it's at that state, we're going to add in our pasta.
Oh yeah, the best part. This is the best way to go.
And the amount of pasta is going to be determined on how saucy you like it. So we're going to stir, and then we'll add some more if we need to. Which looks
because the pasta will absorb the sauce. So you have to take note of that. I know a lot of people then get some pasta sauce and mix too much pasta with the sauce, and you wonder why your pasta is not as saucy as you would like it to be. It's because the pasta have already absorbed
the sauce.
The sauce. So
I actually think that looks good. A little bit more,
maybe just a little bit more.
Half a handful. We're measuring in handfuls now.
Handfuls.
No longer in cups.
Okay.
And so then you're just going to stir and let it simmer for a few minutes, and we're going to get our plates ready so we can show you guys what it looks like when it's all done.
Man, this looks great. Smells great. Everything about it
well,
is
because
great.
It's on A La Carte, duh.
Of course. And it smells so cheesy. You can smell the butter, the garlic. It just got my stomach grumbling.
Gotta eat some butter, y'all.
It's past my lunchtime. So.
Okay.
This is delicious.
Grab another bowl and we'll be ready to serve. I'm kind of all over the kitchen here today.
Okay, so I want to let that rumble now. I just had to make sure it's completely covered and incorporated with that sauce.
Now, if you want, you can put the cover on for a few minutes, or you can let it simmer uncovered. Either way would be fine. The noodles are going to take just a few minutes to absorb the sauce, and the chicken is already fully cooked. The sauce is already cooked. The cheese is already melted. You're ready to go after you get it back to a boil.
Ready to go.
And ours is boiling. We're ready to go.
You're ready to go.
Actually, I'm in the tongs, and we'll do that, and then grab a little sauce.
Yes, we will. This looks awesome. Look at that pasta, you guys. So good. So many different variations with this. Of course, now with this meal, we always give you guys the good way, which is the traditional, the healthy, and the fancy way to do this meal. So, of course, like we told you guys, we previously recorded this for a quick 6, and it was kind of different. You know, we had the peas and the bacon. So, of course, a healthy way to do this meal, you can use a part skim heavy cream. I mean, you can't really get around the cream with Alfredo because
it's necessary.
It's a cream-based sauce. But as far as like the pasta, you can do whole grain. You can even do a spinach, vegetable-based kind of pasta.
You can add spinach into this. At this point, you were just wilting it, so you would just mix in like a cup of spinach and let it wilt for a hot second.
Any vegetables you choose, even some nice mushroom sauté would be nice with this meal. As far as for the fancy way, you can always do more cheeses. You can do more herbs, bacon, bacon,
yes,
and more bacon.
Ma'am.
So good with this meal, so it elevates it.
And there you have it. Chicken fettuccine Alfredo in 15 minutes or less.
15 minutes or less.
Super easy, super quick, and delicious. So, once again, we want to hear your feedback. We want to see what kind of variations you guys do to the recipe, what vegetables you added if you chose to. And we want some feedback. So make sure you're following us on social media at The Sphere TV and using hashtag A La Carte. Of course, we'll hashtag the recipe for you guys so you can use that hashtag and see all of the past recipes, and the chicken Alfredo will be included in that.
It sure will. And you guys also make sure you're subscribing on all our major platforms: iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, Stitcher, Spreaker. I think it's Spreaker. Maybe.
So we're everywhere.
And iHeartRadio also. Make sure you guys are subscribing and sharing. Sharing is caring. We always, want you guys to do that.
Absolutely.
Of course. But you can definitely find me on social media, Good Meal Deals. Look for the cute pots.
And I am on there, Helping Hands Food Delivery. And we're ready to cook for you guys. So thanks for joining us for another episode of A La Carte in the Kitchen. And we look forward to seeing you next week.